Hello, all. Welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations. It's been a minute since I played this because I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 2 instead, but now that we're done with that, we're going to move on to this game. It looks like I left off on episode 4, Turnabout Reminiscence. Let's dive in. I don't remember the controls on this game. It's not a hard game, but it's still like, what button does what? Turnabout Reminiscence. Hey, Faraday. Young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier. Oh, the judge! Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to. I asked the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know the true identity of the Yatagarasu. Let me read it, sir. The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy. Oh shit. Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? Exactly what I'm saying. Mr. Bell, I think we've heard just about enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me. Me. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. September 10th, 3:20. Oh, wait, hold on. I just realized I haven't changed it to the correct game on Twitch. I'm a genius. Oh. Second, y'all, and I'll be back in. So used to playing Kingdom Hearts for so long, I just kind of haven't changed anything. So hopefully not too many people saw the tag and was like, or saw my notification. Okay, now we're good. Whoopsie. Anyway, September 10th, 3:20. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who's been accused by the defense. That's shitty. Shitty Bo Betty. I don't. Edgeworth. Huh? Sir. Oh, this bastard. Bastardo. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? You sound like you should talk like a stuffy motherfucker. At least German. I'm not gonna try a German accent. Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. Paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I am Manfred von Karma. Will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud. As I have watched over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Ooh, do we get an actual court scene in this game? I don't remember that. Yes, sir. That such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Talk to you? Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. The defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous in his claim. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Bernie, I'm gonna go with Bernie, because I doubt it might be Bern Faraday. Yeah, Bern's gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a... He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Bern Faraday? Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. The prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus there is no reason to deal with such individuals. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday as will not be forgiven. Have no fear, I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused, prosecutor Bern Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma. So, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Then explain the case. Oh, hold on, I haven't looked at that yet. 40, okay. I got nothing in the case file. Oh, oops. I was playing PlayStation for so long, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, sir. Oh my god, Edgeworth, nobody cares about your bloody badge. Thank you. I want to see if you really know what you were talking about. Understood. Cool flag. The murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Kodopian Embassy. Kodopian. Let's go with that.
It's not a real country.
The victim, Mr. D. Mr. Deedman was a staff member at the embassy. Oh, they didn't have to do him like that. The defendant in this case is Mr. Mackrell. He was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Cadopian embassy as well. At first, Rao claimed he himself was the Yatagarasu, but he did not kill Deed Man. He's very Deed Man. And he is not bad guy. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight if he's found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. I know what the word means. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I want to say inanity, but it could be inanity because, like... Moving on. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecutor presented security footage that captured the murder. Oh no, he's dead. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rell as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rell firing the gun could clearly be seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to. By the real Yatagarasu, burn Faraday. Burn. These names are wild, y'all. That sounds about right. However, you forgot one thing. Me? Forgetting something? While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Cadopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. Second KG-8. I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Okay, yeah, you want to tell me what the first KG-8 incident was? I think I remember, but I don't. These names, I'm telling you. What do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before. Oh god. Cadopian Embassy staff member Manny Kodashin found not guilty. The victim is CC. You can kind of read some. Sorry. You've heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. I feel bad for that man. I'm gonna do. The dead one. The bad one. CCU. Peace later. Odd episode. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Cadopian Embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes, a Cadopian by the name of Manny Kodashin. However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? Only I was in charge of that case. I would have done everything in my power to prove it. Make sure that Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then. That I guess it. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG-8 incident as well? That's right. And now, I don't know why I said that's right. Like, totally. That's right. Now, once again, the victim of the case you are assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against the smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling. The plot thickens. Wish I had a manacle. Events? Or a monocle. A manacle is the shackles. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG-8 incident. So that's why it's being called the second KG-8 incident. Yes. KG-9 then? Yet there's one difference between the two incidents. And what would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar? The great thief Yatagarasu. Oh, he's got more information for me. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Cadopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? And that is why they exist. No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or, more likely, to steal secrets from the Cadopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police, what was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? Nudes. I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. For returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot. Oh Lord. What is it, little girl? You're scary, mister. Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. Oh my god, they're actual American money. Is that what it looked like in the damn Japanese version? I'm kind of curious. So that looks like 50, 60, 70, 80, 93 cents. At least there's some coins hidden. A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But it looks like you've exactly $1. Oh, well, fuck me then. I guess there must be 2 other pennies that we're not seeing. Is this what you want? Thanks, that's exactly what I needed. Would a child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? No. No. I'm curious to see what those were in the original Japanese version, because I doubt they were those coins. Like, those had to have been changed, right? Why, do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could be a perfect handicap. A proud one you are. You would better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. Time for your debut, Edgeworth. Okay, bye-bye. September 10th, 4 p.m. Sir, it is quitting time. You want to start this damn case at 4 p.m.? Ugh, so dinner tonight. I'm a fat fuck. All I think about is food. I guess that's how it works. Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where's Mr. Faraday? 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 It's probably Faraday. But like, there's only one consonant between the two A's, so like, I don't know Faraday. Because Faraday almost sounds like a fart. I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. Oh, he has legs. The judge's legs. You saw it. Ah. You must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, there was someone celebrating a birthday during the recess. I could have sworn I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume, however. Yes, it'll be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sirs. He said move, bitch. Yoop. Oh, that's Dick, isn't it? That's my future boyfriend. There shall be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. Please. Wait. You have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2. Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead, Your Honor. What? Well, that'll certainly derail a trial. September 10th. Judges for Justice. Oh, this guy. I remember this guy. Stay back. Hey, look at the ants. Oh. No one's allowed on the crime scene. Period. Why does his coat look like Swiss cheese? Have you been shot at that many times, sir? Who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hot spot. Mr. Rell's defendant. Hey, you. You're running in a hallway, pal. And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on with this. It's time for civil discourse. sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use. And it looks like another part of the courthouse is visible from the window. My eyes are locked with my reflection's eyes in the barred window. As a student of Karma, I refuse to back down. I won. What the hell was that? Poster above the judge, with a longer slogan of some sort in tiny letters at the bottom. Every strike of my gavel brings the truth closer to me and my hair farther away. It's a promotional poster for the court or a hair growth product? Fire extinguisher. If one were to be hit in the head with this, I suppose the victim would lose memory and so. Not as though I'd ever be so close as struck by one of these. If that's an if you know, you know. Objections. Swiss rolls, which, yum. Okay, vending machine ham sandwich, as long as they change them out, like, daily. Looks like there's an orange, some beef jerky. I don't know what that is. Is that a hot dog? Is it warm? Guess I can talk to Dick. Hello, boyfriend. And you are... Oh, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Point taken. My name is Miles Edworth. I am a district prosecutor. Prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. No. These men. Dead. Oh, he's dead. Prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor. I've told you my name, now would you mind telling me yours? Showed you mine, now show me yours. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Just recently, I have achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream, it's what I was born to do. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that, but it would be easy for you to fill me in on what you know. Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. You're not asking for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to the defendant lobby number 2. Guard duty. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, then I kind of froze. You're a detective and a music gunshot scared you. Then again, I currently do not know what it's like to hear one close range. Then Detective Bad came running to the scene. Went into lobby number 2 together, and both men were laying there. Dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, you didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like... I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering. My name is Mount Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie. I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. But do not take me for some naive novice. So you're a student of Von Karma. I should have... Those clothes are a dead giveaway. I cannot fake laughter. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Oh, thanks for a great laugh. I'll try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu. If you're telling the truth, then we were about to go head-to-head in court. But of course, I have heard much about you, Miss Yu. But of course, I've heard much about you. You're regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why aren't you here? Oh, what is so funny? It's just that the way you speak is so tactless. The very person I was going against in court, until only a little while ago, was just murder. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine, don't worry about it. Oh, Daddy. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Tyrell? Probably Tyrell, actually. Well, Tyrell, because they put the double L, though. Tyrell Bad. Tyrell Bad? I'm not getting the pun. Usually there's a pun. I'm not getting this one. Homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So, how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested... I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you. Kid? I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in trial, in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Going for his gun? It's just a daydream. Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Mackrell, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Is there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. Gumshoe. He was in charge of a guardian force. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Itagarasi case is only one of my assignments. You were called upon to comment on the Itagarasi's characteristics. In order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Itagarasi or not. Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son? Your son? Pots? Snap. It's you. You. Me? No, you. You know there's a who's on first joke in there that I'm not smart enough to figure out. There's someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Cadopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin. What? What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Hughes' moods just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Is Manny Cochin? I'll be right there. It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again. No. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Fine, let's go. Bad. Von Karma? Been a long time. Knew you would show up. Usually do when the Itagarasi is involved, and I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. Only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Do you not know? Bad? The man that I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG8 incident? So I was right. So what is that man doing, wandering around here? That Faraday, I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's a poor taste to speak like that about the departed. There. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the case. In charge of the investigation.
Objection!
Papa! How can you place him in charge? Franziska, what are you doing here? Look how long her hair is. I'm here for summer vacation. What else? God, she's probably like 13 here. Franziska von Karma. So she is here on vacation from Germany. She's a daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who's also junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me. Oh, you're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? I cannot do a German accent, I'm just Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. I'm 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. Just like Francisca. No problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad? Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. Crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Dad. And I will not tolerate complaining. Ugh. Edgeworth. Francisca? I'll leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the board. Do not disappoint me. Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Miles Edgeworth. Been quite some time, Francisca. Be the perfect chance for us. To each of us is truly worthy of Von Karma name. I really want to do the German accent, but I can't do it right, and I shouldn't do it. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name. Von Karma. I've been reduced to babysitter. It looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in the detective. It's just like him. He never failed. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Lad. You're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. That'll be the most arduous. What is Francisca here? Didn't know. Yeah, she's 13, so I was right. Oh, that guy's only 24. What is going on in that Canopian water? Did they baggy the blood? Explanation that they killed each other simultaneously? Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Competition? The person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name. Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolish mouth. I love when she says the fools. Fine, whatever makes you happy. Can I take that as you accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? Caliphy, I'm going to find the pair. Prettily presented, like the professional I am. Needing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. Oh, what now? You kids over here, hold it. Kid. Serves you right, Miles. I just called you a kid. I said kids, baby. How dare you call me a kid as well? You really are a child, Miss 13 years old. I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my premises. Hey, big guy. You're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. Now do what I say from now on, kids, okay? Better not get in our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do. Then you, prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Right, now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get to move on, prosecutor boy. My name is Miles. You're to call me prosecutor boy one more time. It would be my duty as prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. An investigation. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Finopian embassy staff. Oh yeah, dead man. He's a dead man. It was used, but I never heard anything about them. Mr. Rowell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Different piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? But then why doesn't Detective Bad know? What if? It's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence. He could have had it brought out and then attacked Mr. Rowe with it. Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid. Is he gonna treat you like a child forever? Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rowe first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. It's much too early to draw a conclusion already. We must first find a piece of evidence so as to protect the honor of Lord Carmody. Now let's start with the bodies. Which would be the best place to do that. I think Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rowe. At first glance, it seems they must have killed each other. However, using logic, the only logical conclusion is, aha! What was that outburst for? My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rowe that fell first, you see. You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. I suppose we won't know much more than that until I examine the bodies. rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Mr. Faraday, how ironic is it for him to lose his life in importance? Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. And get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. He shot Mr. Rowell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun. I guess that does seem kind of strange. I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? That'd be rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. Sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police screening procedures need a thorough review. Maybe I should jot down some notes about the handgun first. Why are the plastic bags down? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much. Sure are good and stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally I'd be happy when someone helped me with you, but it's this way. Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight? His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what it could be. Look closely. Its blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. Also, he's elected. Ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use a feather pen. A feather pen? I've never seen one before. But you aren't just making it up, pal. So Mr. Rell died with the knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. He must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Mr. Faraday carrying this did you bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? You bring it with a very different intention. I should jot some notes down about it. Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death in his body. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible. What's this? You aren't able to form a theory with them the way they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to providing the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you have a point. Well, hurry up. Get on with it. Labby. Yes, sir. I've taken enough photos of the scene, sir. There you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella. Turn over the bodies for me, will ya? Oh. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Don't you? Not get emotionally involved. Remember, you are a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. There's something in his breast pocket. His titty pocket. Got a nice nib. Did you see that? A nib. Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. Because Detective Bad is always telling me. You should always write your name on everything you own. Yes, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. The knife wound in his chest here. Let's see. I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rose pulled. Labby. Oh, I can't handle stabbing. Oh, I'm just picturing it. They're fitting it. Okay, moving on. Make it quick. A look of things. One could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what Tom is afraid of. In his right hand, that's the Mr. Rell got blown away by, right? Labby, your answer. Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun. Oh, ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic marking. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came. Yeah, that's it. Of course, I already knew all about that, pal. Maybe you'd be better off going back to the academy. Maybe you'd be better off going back to the academy. Eek! Come on, sir. Cut me some slack, will ya? The bullet that was fired from his gun is what killed Mr. Brown. Stab with this knife that Mr. Rell is holding. Ouch. God. I'd rather be shot than stabbed, to be honest. Just... Ooh, I can never be in this line of work. What's wrong, detective? I'm starting to hurt just from thinking about being stabbed, right? Just keep your mind on the case, alright? Shot in the chest. Takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week, and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes, that was... Wait, burn marks? A round grows very hot as it is discharged from the firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two. Sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Let us try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence, and he let it Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory in any case. What a crazy way to go. Still, something about that explanation just... I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened. There's some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be anything but disturbing. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle? After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know? Plastic bags scattered on the floor, throwing us. Stuff in the bag, pal. Suppose this is Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence that was supposed to go. I was with a clock for her. Oh my god, I can't quit yawning. This is the evidence? No, I'd better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it. You just not. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared this one, pal. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge! Ugh! Way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Scruffy! Don't touch it! You'll get your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it. Information of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. Foundation? The rookie here needs to shore up on. The window is open and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. Ugh, flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. I think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change. Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window now. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows? Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one can get through these windows, right? We're designing this courthouse. Very nice. About time for some more matches. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, these two must certainly go together. The pen and the ink stain. Pens make ink. You made me ink. That's a blotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Ooh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe. I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that. Even if it was just one time in my life. If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. There's a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during the drop-off. In which case... Oh my gosh. In which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason? I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Oh, it's on the outside of the bag. That's right. Eek, please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me ask the lab guy. Right? Please hurry. Lad? Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Well, the technician said they didn't find anything else in or on the bag, either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so. I'll leave it in your hands, pal. Guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there is actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility. No way, pal, really? suppose I'll just have to show you the contradiction. I will just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook. Is that every time? Alright, so it's clearly the gun. Is his dick. Probably. And Eureka! Oh, Eureka! Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. Just started running. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet, the handgun in his right hand... Oh, and yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday wouldn't hold the gun in his right hand? That, lady and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion and one way. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bag scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from her. Investigation complete. Here's the autopsy report. It's probable that Mr. Rell survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from the stabbing. It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course! The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from the accused and tried to kill the defendant. The defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. Well, very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt. You really believe that to be the truth? Ha! Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you? That you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. What happened? Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rell survived for a short time. From this, it's obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. These are the days of our lives. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. That she's a dumbass. In theory, I should look for any holes in her theory. So you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday. Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So, the two men struggled, and in the end, Mr. Rel was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? How very dare you? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide without further inquiry. I love when he's like, no. One must be clear and precise, so if you could append that statement to your testimony, such big $5 words in this game. Oh, you would. Fine. They struggled, and Mr. Rel used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. Oh, wait. They didn't struggle. As per...
Objection!
Oh, no. Oh, nay. If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Now, you place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How, then, did Mr. Rel get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It's not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rel saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rel took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rel after being stabbed? Yes. Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rel after being stabbed. This? Yes, it's this.
Take that!
According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that. Ooh, you got me. Nay. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rel attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rel. Therefore, Mr. Rel must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot, then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Franziska. I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible. Before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like me could. I love when she says all the fools. It's my favorite thing. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid. And still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you? Franziska, you've still got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? There's a flaw in your life. Mr. Faraday died instantly. And the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction to this scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is the order. What do the bodies feel? Alright. Let me get this straight. Oh yeah, he was on top. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rel. Then, the wounded Mr. Rel found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Rel died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. No. Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rel's. Therefore, Mr. Rel must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime...
Objection!
Okay, thanks for interrupting me, bitch. No, not so fast, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that's even clearer now that the evidence started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. Explanation won't be enough this time. It's gonna take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. She's annoying. She's 13. They don't know when to back down. It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rel's. Just chance? Oh, she is reaching. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. I just know that Brenda's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find the hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with evidence that proves the What happened, part 2. What had happened was... Alright, so... we're thinking... this is the state.
Hold it!
Couldn't have, because he was shot. But, in this game, getting to that point is, like, very roundabout. What do you mean they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rel while holding both the knife and revolver, and then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rel grabbed the knife as he was falling, stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rel wound up being on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but, well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got. Oh, I will. To that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. Objection. Oh, he's got the finger wag again. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rel's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rel and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance? And with there being no chance that Mr. Rel moved that far after being shot, at least only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? The person that attacked first with a murderous intent was... neither. Here in this room, Contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Bell, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. Oh, that third person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. You wanna let me in on that, Miles boy? Mr. Edgy boy? If the third person was truly here, that fact that this has all been set up and made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. Is it this?
Take that!
The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How? Yeah, how so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for a moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when the knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Oh, okay. It's getting real here. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal the presence. He's taking notes. Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes.
Objection!
What was that voice? Is that her voice? What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. I have on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Also, seeing the judge's legs is still so odd. Miss Yu, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? You see, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe. Did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir! It would appear that the one who set up this whole crime scene is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It's like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a people struggle. The statement really a lot. Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth, or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe? I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe? You got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that a fact?
Objection!
Whose eyes? I do not have scary eyes. You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying. The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become. What a motive, Edgeworth. I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? Here's your motive. However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of faith. Because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, huh? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Oh, she cross-eyed there. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale, as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." The brand new detective suddenly getting a salary cut, that's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge. Quiet. We can't trust anything you say. Sir. There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed per se. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Miss Yu's perfect explanation may not be so perfect at all. Well, you get a kick in the pants. Well, they definitely made a point to point out the perfect parts.
Hold it!
You call your explanation perfect? Is it not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my students. Oh? Is there something you want me to clarify in that case? Should I raise an objection? always. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel? His motive for killing Rel? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? Impossible, she must know something. Wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. She's got giggle fits. Do anything and you're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as she had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so excited. Or is this a requisite trait for being a fond karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. We should both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh, well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rao. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rao, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. Yeah, I'm kind of with her right now. I, know what happens, but, I'm still kind of with her as of this moment. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. Second KG8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the two men who both wound up as suspects in this case. There's someone else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them? Yes, there is. Oh, yeah, this is...
Objection!
Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KG8 incident, and a member of the Cadopian Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Cadopian Embassy staff, Mr. Rao, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason too. You covered for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. Huh. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. And the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way. Come on, Detective Bad. You gotta believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir. Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself? It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. If that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, he would at the very least offer up I spaced out while on duty, or the like. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation. Detective Bad. Oh, poor Gumshoe. Miles Edgeworth, I will go ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there is something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? Hey, wait! Edgeworth? Where are you off to? Aren't you the one who wanted to talk? Oh, yes, sorry about that. God, let me get to her. So, what did you want to ask me about? The current case of the murdered Cadopian embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? Don't you know? I do. But I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me? You can please stop laughing for just 1 second? Or like this. I'm just gonna have to show her how related to the KG-8 incident that she is. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG-8? Your connection to the KG-8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Sorry, but we're not related. Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face. But I couldn't help it. Miss you, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU. As I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. Then the evidence had been tampered with. Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean, you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he should say hi and one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, stop it with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as if she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claimed that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. Sorry made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress. Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. We'll see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know? Laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm in charge of making sure that all the criminals of the world are found I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. Oh, she just walked right the fuck through me. Okay. Pass through me. AG8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that Detective Gumshoe. Obviously he's lying. Even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. To be continued. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, save my progress. This is a long-ass fucking game. Alright. I am definitely gonna be taking a break. I will be finishing this case. This whole turnabout, whatever the fuck, reminiscence. I will be finishing it today. I need to take a break. Honest to God. This game is a lot. It's a fun game. I enjoy it, but yeah. We're gonna take a break. I will see you all in a bit. I want to say I'll just see you all in a bit. Thanks for hanging out.